Moscow has delivered the bluntest verdict yet. Medvedev says the Kyiv regime, propped up by cocaine, corruption, and Western cash, is finally collapsing. The so-called Ukrainian system is rotting from the inside, and even Europe can no longer pretend it's stable.
The corrupt government surrounding the expired Kyiv clown has crumbled. He may still be sitting in his office, spewing cocaine from his nose, but he won't be the one who signs the peace treaty. The buffoon is illegitimate. The collapse of his system is inevitable.
Putin followed with a hammer blow. Zelenskyy is illegitimate. Russia says Ukraine effectively has no president, no functioning courts, and no institutions capable of signing a peace deal. Yet the EU still clings to this expired clown because it has no backup plan. You know, signing documents with Ukrainian leadership is pointless. I already talked about this topic many times. I believe that the Ukrainian leadership made a fundamentally strategic mistake when it was afraid to go to presidential elections, after which the president lost his legitimate status. Putin then exposed the full legal collapse. Ukraine skipped elections, lost its constitutional court, jailed its own Supreme Court chief for corruption, and now hides behind martial law to avoid facing voters. Russia says the regime has legally and politically ceased to exist. While the EU blindly funnels billions into this failed state, Zelenskyy's own inner circle is imploding. His all-powerful chief of staff, Yermak, resigned in disgrace amid the golden toilet scandal, a corruption circus so grotesque even Europe can't spin it anymore.
First, the office of the President of Ukraine will be rebooted. The head of the office, Andriy Yermak, resigned. I am grateful to Andriy for always representing the Ukrainian position in the negotiations exactly as it should be.
The Kremlin says Western taxpayers' money didn't defend Ukraine. It was swallowed by the Kyiv mafia. As the EU panics over where its billions actually went, Russia argues that the West is watching its own Frankenstein monster collapse in real time.
Events unfolding in Kyiv point to a deep political crisis triggered by corruption scandals. All this corruption was and is surrounding the money given for the war by Americans and Europeans.
With Zelenskyy hanging on by his fingernails and Ukraine's institutions in ruins, Russia says the so-called Kyiv state is finished. And Moscow's message to the EU is simple. You backed the wrong horse, and now you are stuck with the bill.